up, guys? Jason Guyman here, and tonight we're going to talk about how to get more 5-star reviews for your business. Whether you're talking about pressure washing, Christmas lights, any service business, why you need 5-star reviews, and how to get more 5-star reviews on every job that you do. And so that is what I am going to talk about. And so that way you can have a great 2026, get 100 5-star reviews, maybe more, depending on where you are. And so that is what I want to hit on. If you have questions, any questions about marketing, any questions about pressure washing, Christmas lights, whatever you might have, also don't be afraid to put in the chat, and I will answer your questions to get them answered live. Now, I have a new book, and this book is a different book of the week. This book is a great book. He's a great writer, or he was a great writer. And so the book of the week is See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. If you have not read this book, it is a great book. I highly recommend this book. Again, See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. So that's what I'm going to hit on tonight. How to get more 5-star reviews. We got Express Grounds in the house. Made it. Let's go. I agree. It's exciting. It's going to be a great year this year. I think that this year is going to be an amazing year. If you are willing to take action and go after it, you can grow your business in 2026. And I am excited for this year. And so with that said, why do we need to get more 5-star reviews? Well, if you didn't know, Google Business Profile does very well when you get 5-star reviews. In fact, I would say that if you get 5-star reviews, you will start getting jobs in that area because Google's like, ooh, they are a legit business, and ooh, I can get that in this area. And so this is one of the reasons why I highly recommend to ask on every job of how do we get more 5-star reviews. And so this is the importance of, if you want to make more money in 2026, this is definitely a great way to get more leads for you in your business. If you are, especially if you have 300 5-star reviews and your competitor only has 200, then you can say, hey, I have the most 5-star reviews in my area, right? And so this is why it is important. It builds trust. We know that people trust the 5-star reviews. We know that we also know, and I also know this, that if you have 1-star reviews, it is going to hurt you in your AI search. So we really want to shoot for the 5-star reviews. If we have less than that, AI is going to hurt you a little bit with the new AI stuff coming out. So this is definitely something here. Right? Paul Gardner says palm trees in Ohio. I know, it's amazing. Today I had shorts on and everything. I know I got a sweatshirt on, but it's like 65. It actually made it up to 68, 69 degrees today. So, it's just so warm, you don't even know what to do around here. Next week's supposed to be in the 20s, but hey, we're not worried about that. We're going to just focus on today and be thankful for today, because today is definitely warm. And so that's where we are on that. So another thing too is, why do we need them? So if we get our 5-star reviews, you will start seeing, and people will respond to you. And they like that when you have 5-star reviews, you're letting people know that, hey, it's not like me saying I'm the best. It's saying that this Billy Bob over here is saying Jason does great work. And this person over here says that they do great work. And so this is things of why we want to do and what we need to do to get these 5-star reviews. And I actually just had this question today. One of the guys in the groups posted how to get more 5-star reviews. And so the way I'm going to teach you is how one guy got almost 75 5-star reviews as a 21-year-old pressure washer out of Louisville, Kentucky. He was trying it different ways, and when he tried to do it this way, he actually got a lot more 5-star reviews by doing it this way. And that's not my words, them are Dylan words. So this is how I teach people to make sure that you are getting those 5-star reviews. We're not only asking for 5-star reviews, we're also asking for referrals the whole time too, because referrals are great also, because we know that on a referral, that if you ask for 5-star reviews and get referrals, then the referrals typically their average ticket is higher and their close rate is actually higher too. So we want to ask for both, but tonight we're mainly focusing on 5-star reviews. So how do I start asking for 5-star reviews? Well, we really want to start working on our 5-star reviews from the very first phone call, right? When we get the very first phone call, we want to make sure that at the end of our phone call, we don't just be like, okay, we'll be there whenever. We want to say, our goal is to make you so happy that you want to tell all of your friends and you want to give us a 5-star review. The reason why we want to start bringing this up in their brain is we are like forecasting that they're going to give us a 5-star review. So once we get to the job, maybe you have a salesman go. At the end of the salesman speech, it's going to be, our goal is to make you so happy that you want to give us a 5-star review and tell all of your friends. When the technician gets there, my goal today is to make you, ma'am, so happy that you want to give me a 5-star review and tell all of my friends. At the very end of the job, this is where we're going to come out and say, is there any reason why you wouldn't give me a 5-star review? And they're going to say, no, it looks great, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Now, what most people do at this point is say, okay, we'll send you an email later on, and if you would, please fill out that email, and that would give me a 5-star review. And that's a big, right? That's where we want to use the tap cards, or we want to use a review card. Because when they say, yes, I want to give you a 5-star review because you did great, awesome. Let me see your phone here and I can pull this up to you and we can get this 5-star review right now, right? And so whether we use the tap cards, whether we use the review cards, whatever it is, we want to get that 5-star review right now. And the reason why we want to get that 5-star review is we can help them write some stuff in that 5-star review. And here's some things that you want to write in that 5-star review. One, what is the service that you did? Now, a lot of times we think we're going to put house washing and driveway cleaning and all of those. And yes, that's what we might have did, but is that what people are searching for? And the answer is probably not, right? So we want to say, you know, they came out and pressure washed the house. They did an amazing job. The house washing looks good. We can use the house wash, but we also want to use pressure washing in there. Another word that we want to use is the city or location that we are in. We are in the New Orleans subdivision out in Burlington, Kentucky. The house looks amazing. So if we can add that stuff to that 5-star review, it is going to do a lot better for you in the end. And again, if you're talking about Christmas lights, they came out and hung the Christmas lights. They look magical. They look amazing. They did a great job. They showed up. They did what they said they were going to do. They did amazing, right? And if you do this right, and if you have employees, you can have competitions. And you can pay your employees of, hey, every 5-star review you get X. But there's more. If they say your name in the 5-star review, we'll give you $5 more. But wait, there's more. If you get your name put in it and your picture put in it, then we'll even give you more. But wait, there's more. If you get your name put in it and your picture put in it and you get a video testimonial on top of everything, then you get this. So this is a way that you can help give your employees benefits of getting your 5-star reviews by doing this way. So again, tap cards, QR codes, and if you want to give me a 5-star review, if I've helped you out in any way, you can take a picture of this, and I would appreciate it very much. It helps me out. I've got some, but if you want to give it to me, you can, and I'm always good for it, right? I'm asking you. So, but you need to do the same thing. Now, what if they're not home? Well, great question. Well, if they're not home, then what we're going to do is we're going to send them a text, and we're going to send them an email, and we're going to send them another text, and we're going to send them another email. And we're going to do a follow-up phone call the day after and ask them, hey, I know it's a day after. Hopefully you got to see your Christmas lights last night. Hopefully you got to see your nice clean home yesterday. What did you think? Is there anything that I just want to make sure you're satisfied. And they're going to say, yeah, it looks great. Awesome. Would you please give me a 5-star review? It helps me out a lot. I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to text you a link right now. Not later, not down the road. I'm going to send you a link right now, right? Because we're going to focus on that to get that. Now, here's the thing. Let's say that they go in there and they get their phone app, or not the phone app, they go here and they can't log in. I don't know my Gmail login. What do I do? Do I just give up? And the answer is no, right? Now, on this card, there used to be 2 QR codes. One was for Google, and the other one was for Facebook. Now, what I will say is I don't like Facebook on a QR code, because for them to give a review, they actually have to log into their Facebook. It won't go straight to it for whatever reason. So it makes it a little bit harder. Now, one other thing we could put on here is YouTube, or we could put on here Google and Yelp. And I know, as much as I hate Yelp, Yelp is also part of ChatGPT, and so it will help you on the AI searches if you can get some Yelp reviews. Now, we all know that Yelp likes to hide the reviews, so that makes it a little bit tougher. So this is something that would definitely make the difference of if you can do Google and Yelp, or maybe anything along those lines will help you getting more reviews. So again, if you want either the tap cards or you want these here, if you go to christmaslights.io and hit the little drop down of marketing, I have both of these in there. I think it's christmaslights.io/tap cards. I don't care if you get them from me, if you get them from someone else, just get them and put them on your trucks. So then that way, when they show up, you can just literally tap the card. It pulls it up. They can pull it right. It pulls it right up for the 5-star reviews. And all you got to do is type it in. The goal to get more 5-star reviews is ask, right? You have to ask, you have to ask, and you have to ask. And so that is the key to get these. And then, like I said, I know a lot of people, what'll happen is at the end of the job, they'll say, yeah, I'm going to send you a link to these 5-star reviews. And then at that point, they don't do that, right? And so that's why I like the tap cards, because you can just sit there and tap them and it'll open it right up on the app. And, reviews will definitely make a big difference, especially if you're Christmas light installers, because most Christmas light installers does not have reviews. Like, I can go show you some businesses that have been in a long time around here, and the most reviews they have is very few, right? Is very few. And so that's why it's so much importance of doing these reviews, to get so that you can show up and do a lot better at the end of the day for you to do this. I'm going to just type in pressure washing near me, and I just want to or Christmas lights near me, because pressure washing, I know people got a lot of reviews. And I'm actually on the wrong thing here. But I can show you, and one of them is one of my competitor. He's not my competitor, but he's a pretty big guy around here. And so when you Google, Christmas lights near me, Christmas light installer near me, you will see that You have here, and then Dreamy Bright. Dreamy Bright's been in business for a long time, and they only have 66 reviews. Let's see if this will bring up the copy of the screen. Yeah, so right here, you got the, now it's top rated Christmas lights. So this is new, the AI overview, right? And so include globe lighting business, which is trim lights. So they're actually down there. But you have your Google local service ads because that's part of lighting. And then over here is Dreamy Bright, and he only has 66 reviews. So they don't even have a map in here right now, which is kind of interesting. The map is not here. So that is definitely something to think about when you are looking at this, that there is not even a map up here. So that is very interesting that there's not a map here, that the only thing comes up is Dreamy Bright at this point. So this is something that you have to think about of how are you showing up and are you showing up? So just some things to think about, right? Here's Yelp. And so the top 10, are you showing up on here? Because this is showing up way further than down here at the bottom. And so if we scroll down here, it's electrician. There's not, oh, right here, Bluegrass Trim Light has 1 review on Yelp. Home Service Pros. What is interesting though is both of these were in that AI part at the top. So you want to think about this of both of these were at the top and they're both in here. The decor group, which I bet they probably either don't have no reviews or they're 1 stars. And then perfect power washing, none of these, right? Christmas light installation, nobody's in here. So this is why you want to go in here, because again, if you look at here, the top 2 here is Bluegrass Trim Light and Home Service Pros, where both of these. And if I go back over here, you will see in the AI, it talks about the Home Service Pros and Bluegrass Trim Light. So just something to think about when you're looking at this of what it is. Here's some top Christmas light installers here. This is interesting. This is the new maps right here. This here is the new maps. Is Christmas lights decor of here. So that is one. Christmas lights are Great American. He does really good at doing SEO. He's always has done good at SEO. He's really, really good at SEO. A&A, they're super cheap. You got Bluegrass Lights, which is Bluegrass Christmas Lights, which I believe that might be Nathan. Home Service Pros, I don't even know who that is. And then Connor's Christmas Lights. But if you look at that, he's not even, Dreamy Bright's not even in here in the top local Christmas light installers. So just some things to think about when you're looking like this and when we're looking at this, because this is the only map result and there isn't no other map results here. So when I typed in, now one other thing I'll do is Christmas light installer Cincinnati, and we'll see if anything else comes up, right? So we'll go Christmas light installation Cincinnati. Again, we get the AI overview, and it talks about Cincinnati between $600 and $2,500. Again, Cincy Christmas Light Pros, Great American Christmas Lights, A&A Lawn Care. So again, you're not getting the maps pack. Here's the map packs on this one, which is Dreamy Bright, right? Dreamy Bright is 66 reviews. Great American has 49 reviews. The Holiday Light Company only has 15. So you can just kind of see a little bit of what people are seeing. And if you only have 16, you're way down here, or 10, right? And so you can see that Dreamy Bright actually has the most 5-star reviews. And I'm typing in Cincinnati, and he's actually over here in Northern Kentucky. He is over here by, this should be Dreamy Bright down here. And I'm typing in the whole thing of Cincinnati, and he's showing up because he's down here. Like I said, he has the most reviews. Reviews don't always mean everything, but you can see that he's doing landscape lighting. He's got 167 reviews. So just something to think about of how do you become that guy with the most reviews, so that way you start showing up further and further. Because again, how do we show up so that way we can do it? Another thing, online estimates is huge. Open Now, right? Both of these things are big things that will help you show up. So definitely start looking at online estimates, and if your page talks about online estimates, it's going to help you out. Because look, I just hit online estimates, and guess what? Dreamy Bright went away, right? Dreamy Bright went completely away. So this is something that you may want to look at of what makes this company have online estimates. Do they really have online estimates, or are they just a bunch of crap and they just put it that they did? And it could go either which way. So, and you can tell that these are a lot of AI photos and whatever, and it's a permanent lights, but it is what it is. So with that, this is importance of why you want to make sure that you have your why you have your reviews, and reviews are super, super important. Again, it is important, and if you have someone that gives lots of reviews, then that's even better for you. Like, that's even better for you than if you don't give many reviews. Like, if I give a review to someone, it means a lot more than if someone else gives a review. So if I go back over here to here, and I go to, where do I want to go to, Jason? Oh, that don't even say maps anymore. That just says places. That's interesting. I'm finding all kinds of stuff. And the more you play with this, the more it is interesting. But it just says places now instead of maps. And that used to say maps there. So, do you give reviews? Right? That's the question. Do you give reviews? Because when you give reviews, it makes sure it helps them out, and it helps, and a person that has lots of reviews can definitely do it. This guy here, right? He does lighting outdoor audio. He's got it in the products. Do you have your products in there? Right? Do you have products in there even for Christmas lights, or for maybe it ain't Christmas lights, maybe it's pressure washing, right? Do you have your he does not have no products, right? So if you have products, can definitely help you out too. So just some things to think about. Again, reviews are huge. I push them hard. That's why I push it so much, because this is a way that you can get free work, and it's a way that you can get more money. Again, rather use the tap card, rather you use the review card. This here is a review card, and then on the other side is a referral card, right? Hey, here's a referral card. So that way, go tell your friends. Again, the reason why we want to be like, hey, my goal is to help you, whatever, right? My goal is to make you so happy that you want to leave me a 5-star review. And at the end of the job, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give me a 5-star review? Awesome. Well, if here's this here, and you can use this in different ways. Like, I know a guy that's like, hey, I got this new, and it's not even new anymore. Hey, I got this new card, and all you gotta do is tap your phone and watch, it comes right up there, and then you can give me a 5-star review right now. So just ways that you can use the tap cards. The tap cards work good. You can put them in the doors. You can put them in your wallet, in your pocket, whatever, in your employees. That way, if the employee gets 5-star reviews, I've got a good friend that he started a thing, and it's a gamified at his company. And the one employee that was kind of a employee is an amazing employee now. He has the most 5-star reviews. They say it all over the page. It's all of him. And so it's a game changer. It can be a game changer for your business. So just something to think about, something to keep in your mind, whether you're pressure washing, Christmas lights, whatever it might be. Make sure you're getting your reviews. And so with that, what's your all's questions? While you're giving me some questions up here, I'm getting my shop all cleaned up for this weekend. We have a landscape lighting class coming up, and permanent lights class coming up this weekend. That's one reason why I've got the palm tree here. Actually, it's not. I bought the palm tree because when I do my Christmas light classes, I get people ask me how to do palm trees. I'm like, well, the only way I get a palm tree in Kentucky is if I buy a fake one. So there's my fake palm tree. And that's what I've been doing. I've been cleaning up. I got me some landscape lighting. We got some landscape lighting. We're getting the core drill tomorrow. So then that way you'll be able to use the core drill. And if you want to use core drill, you'll be able to show you how to do that. It's going to be a great class. The link should be in the comments. If you want to learn about pressure washing and Christmas lights, I do have some classes coming up. You can go to KPW Train for the pressure washing one, or you can go to christmaslights.io/IPT for in-person training. So either which way makes you happy. I've got more cameras on and know what to do with. But yeah, so christmaslights.io/IPT. I do have a class coming up in March. It's going to be an amazing class. It's going to be for a beginner, but there will be some experts here. So it's going to be a great class. So it will go in depth. The new guy will get his information, but if you've been in business, you will probably want to be here because I'll be going a lot more in depth than normal. So I'm excited for that. So with that, let's go to Paul Gardner said, Palm Tree in Ohio. Let's go. Great topic by Daniel. Daniel's going and getting some work done right now, closing jobs as we speak, because that's what he does. You might not think that you can close jobs in January or February, but now is the time to get these commercial jobs going. You know, I've got another guy messaging me today that he's getting a bunch of work closed and commercial work and big commercial work. And the company that they hired before didn't do a good job, and now they're hiring him. And so it's pretty awesome to see what's going on. Great ideal being 90% commercial. We never ask for reviews. Now that we are venturing into residential, we will definitely use tap cards. And even your commercial stuff isn't a bad deal, because if you can get a commercial saying, hey, they did a great job, and you post pictures of it, you'll get more of them of that. So the commercial side of things can definitely help you out a lot. So I would definitely say that too. Do you need to have an account with Yelp to leave a review? I don't believe you do. I don't believe you do. So I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. Mr. Dillon says reviews are important for sure. Absolutely. You know, I feel like, you know, the number one important thing that will make you show up in Google is proximity. Like that's something that it's hard to overcome, proximity. And then I believe is reviews is number two. Will you do a live about LinkedIn? I know we talk about it often, but just don't really understand how to use it. I am looking to join groups, follow people, follow companies, etc. Am I looking? So basically with LinkedIn, you're more so, and I can do some, I've done it in my membership. I actually will probably be doing it next month. I did a bunch last year. I do it about once a year where I go in depth in it because it changes too, but I'll go in depth in it, and I spend about a month because each week you go into something different. But typically you're more so looking for people because the business pages don't do a lot for you and they don't get shown much. Again, LinkedIn is about people to people. And so that's why you want to focus on following people and connecting with people. You get about 200, I think it's 200 connections per week is what you get. So you want to connect as many people as you can. And then, you know, you want to comment on their stuff. Yes, you can post, but posting doesn't do as good as commenting. So you want to comment on a lot of people's stuff, and that way they will know who you are, because when they come to your page, then you will show up for them next time when they show up. So that's kind of how you will do LinkedIn. Do you want the customer to say online estimate in the reviews or other SEO keywords? You could, and it may not hurt, especially being that the online estimates are coming more and more. So if you do online estimates, it may not hurt. The big key is the service that they're doing and the location that you're in. Here's another thing this isn't the same as reviews. I know I'm mostly focusing on reviews, and this is for my pressure washing guys. And it can be for my Christmas light guys too. For the pictures that you're posting on there also, I actually did a review of someone that was asking me about their Google business profile and why they wasn't getting business and why were other people showing up more, or why they wasn't getting calls. You have to remember who your customer is. You know, I know a lot of times in the pressure washing world, we love the nasty, dirty to green pictures, but typically those aren't our best customers, right? Our customers' houses typically aren't dirty. They're not nasty green funk. Sometimes they are, but 8 out of 10 times, the customers that we want are amazing. Same way with Christmas lights. You know, yes, you can go in and be the guy that puts up the front run across the front and that's all you do. Or you can be the guy that puts up the front run. They do all of the roof lines, they do the reefs, they do the garland, they do the columns, they do everything. And those are the pictures you want to put up because those look amazing, right? That's selling the magic, and we want to sell the magic, and we want our average ticket to be high, right? That's how we get our average ticket up to $2,500, $3,000 for a Christmas light install as an average ticket. It's not by just doing the roof line. You know, I know a guy that teaches, he'd been teaching Christmas lights, right? And I went to his company and got a quote. And it was a 3,500 square foot house. And the quote came out to $1,000. That was the max that was the max package with $1,000. What do you think his average ticket is at that point? So it's less than $1,000. So if you want a less than $1,000 ticket, or do you want a $3,000 average ticket? That's the difference of what you're showing in your Google business post so people see what you can and can't do. Linked. Oh. Is there a number of locations that is too much to put on my GMB? I have about 6 or 7 ranging about 50 miles. Should I put only 2? So if you have, is there a number of locations that is too much to put on my GMB? I would focus on I would see like where you're ranking at. You can use Falcon, local Falcon. There's a couple other things you can use that will tell you how you are ranking in your area. Like start there. And we want to start close to you. Start at the 5 mile range, go out to 10 mile, and we're going to kind of build out from there. A lot of times we put all that city 50 miles away, you are never going to rank there. You're lucky if you'll get 20 miles. You'll be lucky if you can get 20 miles. So you want to keep it niche. After about 20 to 30 miles, you're almost at another location, an actual location in that next area where you want to go to. So that's kind of a whole nother thing that you're going to do, but that's kind of the gist of it. Comment it on your LinkedIn post right before this. Okay. Who is it? Well, go get someone that you rave a lot about. Go get a review. Go get a job quote from him, and I'll tell you who it is. We upload all our licenses and certificates on LinkedIn. This helps out a lot, and it does. And the other thing too, don't just do it to LinkedIn. Make sure it's on your website too. Actually having licenses and certificates on your website help you out a lot. I promise you, it will help you out a lot. So this is something that I would highly recommend you to do because it's showing you that you are the authority in your area. So that's why you want to put your license numbers on there. You want to put everything you can for certificates and any organization that you belong to. And even like for pressure washing, if you belong to the PW&A, if you will join to the UMAC, whatever it might be. I don't know if you do pressure washing or if you're doing grounds, but whatever that might be, that will help you out. Another one that would help you out too is if you are doing Christmas lights and you are an electrician, right? And you had that electrician number on there, that can help you out too. OSHA 30 and BBB is big. You are exactly 100% right. BBB, as much as I hate BBB, I'm back to I like it again because it does help you on the AI searches. So it can definitely help you out on the AI. So those are two big ones that I would agree 100% with you on that. So again, any certificate that you can put out there will help you in the end. So just some things to think about that, you know, sometimes we don't always think about it, but it's definitely something that we need to think about of why that's so important. And the OSHA 30 doesn't even have to be 100% like it don't have to be ladders or what, as long as you're OSHA 30, it's going to help you out because they know that you understand the rules. And because all OSHA is the same is document, document, document. Because if you didn't document it, it didn't happen, right? Any of the OSHA out there is if you're not documenting it, it didn't happen. So that's what OSHA wants to know. And that's why it's important of when you're doing training for your guys, did they sign a piece of paper? Did they take a test? Did they get knowledge of it? And so what did you save that document? So that's why it's important. And that's very interesting, Express Grounds, that saying that you've gotten a lot of customers out of BBB. And I know in the past, we used to get a lot of old customers out there. Like we used to get a lot of older people in that. So that's interesting that you say that. So what other questions do you all have? Gotcha. So LinkedIn is more of just a place to list in all your skills and qualification versus posting pictures. No, it is not. LinkedIn is where you get all your large commercial work. So if you want large commercial work, LinkedIn is the place to do that. And so these things of listing your skills will help you, but you really want to post some of the work that you do because here's what I've learned, right? And I used to think it was one way, but it's actually something else that I learned in the past is when you go out there and you post a big job that you do, other people will know that you do big jobs. Like I had a guy get called this past 2 weeks ago, and it's a six-figure job that he went out and bid because they're like, I know that you can do this, right? I know that you can do this because I've seen that you've been doing this. And so that's the purpose of it. But not only that, I feel like, and I've kind of learned it here recently, is when you post big jobs, you will believe that you can do big jobs and you will have more confidence in doing those jobs. And so that's why we want to post big jobs on these jobs of what we're doing. And not only that, it's more of LinkedIn is more about relationship building, right? It's relationship building. Like I can show you a guy right now that did $1.82 million. And I would say that probably 1.2 to 1.5 all came off of LinkedIn. Rather, that was the original job 5 years ago and has built relationships and he's gotten passed around through that way or through actual LinkedIn itself. Like I can show it. In Christmas lights, I had two guys. One guy get a $25,000 bid and another guy get a $15,000 bid, paid bid off of LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, and they were both hotels. Both of them were hotels, and one was in California and one was in Florida. Like completely across the country, it works. So that's why LinkedIn is so important, especially when we're looking at the large commercial jobs. So that's why we want to do the LinkedIn, and we want to be posting on LinkedIn, and we want to be, talking to other people because it's all about relationship building. And even in the human, the other thing too is with LinkedIn, let's say that you go to a networking meeting, you go to the Chamber of Commerce, you go somewhere, and what you do is you find out that Billy Bob here we're talking to him, right? Billy Bob is here, we're talking to him. I'm going to use Tristan. Some of you know Tristan, right? I've got Tristan here, right? Oh, I met Tristan, so I'm going to follow Tristan, and I'm already following him. And so I can do something really cool here. So what I can do is I can go in here and I can hit the message button. And then, yes, I can just message him, and that's one thing. But the other cool thing is you can hit the little paper clip here, and you can hit take a photo or a video, right? So now I can do a video, and I can sit here, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to switch. I want to go to video, and then I want to switch the camera here, and I'm doing it live with you all on here, right? And I can say, what's up, Tristan? It was great seeing you last night. It was awesome. You're a great, incredible story. Just wanted to know if there was a time you want to do some dinner or something that we can do, blah, 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 whatever it might be, right? Tristan, it was great seeing you last night. It tells me what it's going. Awesome. You're a great, and I sent it to him. Right? And now he's going to be like, what the heck? But that's all right. He knows who I am and he knows that I'm live. And so now you can send a video from last night of something that you remember or something that they care about. And that way you can do this to people that you're doing. And then what you can do is as you're going through your messages, you can look back and be like, that's who that person is. So just some things that you can do that can help you build relationships and that can help you build that out, not just doing a text, not just doing, here's your business card, how many people get their business card and don't forget all about that person, right? We're building relationships, and that's why we can do that through LinkedIn too. How do you go about getting a salesman? Is that a LinkedIn or Facebook Messenger post? Maybe both. I would do it both. I would try to put it out on both. You never know. You might get someone to bite either which way. So I personally would do both. I think that both are good, and I think both are a great way to get people to show up. So, awesome, dude. This is amazing. We got that 86 light job. We're brand new. Any recommendations for documenting and using it to grow? Absolutely. Get lots of pictures. Show how you're doing it. Break it down. Show the afters. If you're doing any core drilling, show the core drilling that you can do it. Just get lots of pictures and videos of it, right? Get lots of pictures and videos of it. The more pictures and videos you get, the better off you are. How much is a picture worth? Well, it's only worth what you get out of it, right? I can show you a picture that's made hundreds of millions, probably $100 million. Like one picture has made $100 million. Now, the guy that took the picture hasn't made $100 million, but everybody and their brother has used this photo, and he's made a lot of money off of the photo. But for sure, and company cam, I would agree, is a great thing to do. So then that way you can keep it, you can document everything, you can get pictures, and it stays forever, and you ain't got to worry about your phone slowing down, running out of storage. So I would agree 100%. Company cam is definitely something to think about what you can do with it. So, and here's the other thing too, talking about reviews, what is your system, right? What I gave you tonight is a system, right? The system has to be with who's answering your phone. Are you answering the phone or is someone else answering the phone? Because if they're answering the phone, do you have a script that tells them, hey, make sure that our goal is to answer when you at the end of the go is that my goal is to make sure that you get that. My brain ain't working. My brain's working faster than my mouth is. That you are saying, hey, our goals make you so happy and we want to give us a 5-star review. When you give the sales guy and his script, our goals make you so happy and there, right? The technician, my goals make you so happy and tell all your friends and give me a 5-star review. The sales or the technician at the end of the job, is there any reason why you wouldn't give me a 5-star review? And here's the thing, walk through this with your customer, walk through this through your employees. Because there's a lot of things that, hey, you know what would be really, because you can use that to your advantage of, you can have them say, I'm in a competition right now with the other guys, and if you would give me a 5-star review, man, it would help me out so much, right? Because then that makes them feel good that they're helping you out. So that's the other thing that works great for that too. We share with our high profile clients for live updates, right? We share our high profile clients for live updates. You know, that's the thing that separates people from being high clients versus going after cheap clients. You know, how many, my wife went and, I don't know if I have it anymore. She went and got her car serviced, and they literally sent a video of them checking things, of them showing things, of them doing everything, right? And that's, people love that because you can't over communicate to people. People love that you are communicating and letting them know that, hey, just so you know, because here's the thing, I'll tell you why this works. So we had my rental house, my old rental house, that I had. I bought a house. It was one of the smartest things I ever did. I bought a house when I was 21 or 20, and I kept it all these years, and I sold it recently, but it had a plumbing issue, right? And so they literally went out there and inspected it and like, hey, this here, also we got this pipe over here and this here, and then sent it to my wife, who then approved even way more than she should have, right? But then when they were doing the work, they're like, here's the new seal going on it. They kind of showed what was going on with it and sent that, because the more you communicate with people, the more that's more likely that you're going to get more work from them, and you're going to get even better reviews. So definitely something to think about, to do something that sets you apart at the end of the day. I'm going to dig in the company cam tomorrow. Currently using Jobber. So far so good. Hearing the quote IQ is better. I don't know about that. One thing I would say about Jobber and Jobber and Company Cam, you can tie the two together. Company Cam has gotten a little bit expensive because you got to buy 3 licenses instead of just one. That's the only problem that I have with Company Cam at this point. 4 Brother Power Washing in the house. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Awesome to see you tonight. Great to see you guys tonight, for sure. So again, I am having a pressure washing class coming up. I know I didn't have many last year. I am having one coming up this year. I'll probably have a couple coming up. I don't know how many, but I do have one coming up right now. KPWtrain.com. It is, and it's going to be a Christmas light class too. If you want to do Christmas lights and pressure washing, I have some really cool people going to be here at this class too. So you'll definitely don't want to miss this class out. There's some people that are going to be in this class that are doing 6-7 figures. So you definitely don't want to miss out on this class. They're coming because we're actually having something coming or going on after the fact. But some of them are going to come and learn things that they can put back into their business. Because yes, you may have taken I've had people take my class 3-4 times over the years, and every year they learn something new, because just because you learned it last year doesn't mean you actually needed it, right? Sometimes when you're first starting out, you're learning all about Christmas lights, but you're not really learning about the marketing, or you're not learning about AI, or you don't really care about AI, or you don't care about reviews or whatever. And so it is one of those things that if the more you learn, the better off you are. And then you can learn anything you want, but the biggest thing is, are you taking action, right? Are you going to take it back and take action? Because again, that's what separates people from being successful versus not successful, is are you going to take it back and put it in action? Are you going to get tap cards, or are you just listening to me talk? Are you going to get review cards, or you just listen to me talk and you want to do that someday, right? That someday is today, right? Get it done. Don't wait. Start asking for reviews. That's the thing that you want to do over and over and over. Do radio work well? Good ROI. I know people that have had success with it. One of my guys down in Evansville, Indiana, does the radio. He does do pretty good ROI off of it. I know people that have not had ROI. Typically, you want a radio station. You want some of like the older, like the talk show radio shows. Those are typically the ones that do better than just playing music. Some of the rock music or the old music does better than some of the newer music because you're looking for the crowd. Like, what is the crowd that you're looking for, and what are they listening to? You know, one of those things is radio is not as many people listen to radio because they're listening to their podcast or listening to something on their phone. So I do know a guy that, like I said, is kind of who are you looking for. So the talk radios actually do pretty well for him. And so that's what he does. But that's something that you just kind of got to test and see what's going to work and what doesn't, right? And I hate to say it that way, but you kind of got to test it. And some of it is you really want the ones where the DJ is like really good on it and are the ones that will take action. If you take action on even half of what Jason says, you will be successful. Was a money pit. We never did well off of radio. Billboard did better. And both of them, in my opinion, have been money pits. I can't tell you someone that I know that bought a billboard and made $100,000 off of pressure washing their Christmas light business. That's one of those things that I can't tell you. And after, right, here's the most important thing. And after the class, you go out to eat and learn more. Paul Gardner came to one of my classes. It was 2020, it might have been 2019 or 2020. And he was one that I always love Paul when he comes because he speaks in people's lives, like literally speaks in people's lives. And it changes their lives. Like, it's just amazing to see how he does. Every time he's come to probably 4 or 5 classes of mine, between teaching at some of them and just showing up. And every one of them, he speaks into some young kid's life, and it's amazing to see what they've done after that. And it's just awesome. And honestly, that is the best time, is after the class of learning. And we always go out to eat. Even here at my shop here, I still go out to eat with everybody. So that way you get to go out to eat and learn from other people. There was a guy in my class last year that he was doing 7 figures in his pressure washing business, and he was learning how to do Christmas lights, right? And so he had a ton of wealth, and it was kind of funny because he was the cheap guy. He was literally the cheap guy for pressure washing, but he had figured it out, and he was doing 7 figures with it and very well off. And I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, I think I'm changing everything in my business now that I've come to your class and learned how to do Christmas lights and made really good in Christmas lights this year. So it's just exciting to see people that, like I said, learning and growing, and it's just awesome. And usually when Paul comes, we're shutting out the wherever we're eating at. We're always closing them out. One night we were out, and we had closed this Mexican restaurant out. I don't even remember where we were at. I think we were in Indianapolis, and we closed out, and this drunk man comes walking by. Well, actually, he wasn't walking; he was riding by, and it was kind of funny. So it was good times. Is there an example of Christmas lights leasing program available that my original plan has it turned into permanent landscape lighting? And it's turned into permanent landscape lighting. That was my original plan, and it's turned. I got you. Yeah. What did I miss? Nothing. You missed nothing. So with that, if you want to go check out KPW Train or christmaslights.io/IPT, it's exciting to see we've got people coming, and this is going to be an amazing year. I've got some exciting things coming down the pipeline. I can't wait to tell everybody. I did tell my people in membership this past week, but I can't say a whole lot right now. But my goal is by probably March 1st to March 15th, you'll probably start seeing some things. I'll be letting people know. I'm excited for this year. It's going to be an amazing year. I'm excited. I can't wait for this year. It's awesome. It's already been awesome. I already know people doing very well. People already closing big jobs. People already closing 5 and 6 figure jobs. So it's going to be a great year. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be one of those things. If you take action and you do a little bit of work, it can be amazing for you. Would be paying a beautiful girl holding my yard sign on a video to post on social media be good or no? So my answer is that is probably not, because typically our customer is a female, which is about 70% is our females that will call, and you might want to have a dude out there more than a female, and that probably ain't going to do good either. So just as an FYI, that most typically women are the ones that answer that are on the other line, so that's why that doesn't work very good. Commercial, but maybe the lonely old guy. I appreciate that. I learn when I share. It is a true pleasure. I have a blast every time. Me too. I'm excited. So with that, go take action, right? You can learn all you want, but if you're not taking action, nothing's going to happen. So whatever you're going to do, start asking for those reviews. Start having your employees ask for reviews. You got to ask for reviews. You have not because you asked not. The reason why you don't have reviews right now is because you haven't asked. So yes, it can be scary at first of trying to ask for these reviews, but once you get into a habit, once you get into it, it's no big deal, and you'll get more and more reviews. And so with that, have an amazing night and a great week this week, and I'll see you all later.